I trembled, and my heart failed within me, when, on looking up, I saw, by the light of the moon, the demon at this casement. A ghastly grin wrinkled his lips as he gazed on me, where I sat, fulfilling the task which he had allotted to me. Yes, he had followed me in my travels. He had loitered in forests, hid himself in caves, or taken refuge in wide and desert heaths, and now came to mark my progress and claim the fulfillment of my promise. As I looked on him, his countenance expressed the utmost extent of malice and treachery. I thought with a sensation of madness on my promise of creating another like to him, and trembling with passion tore to pieces the thing on which I was engaged. The wretch saw me destroy the creature on whose future existence had depended for happiness, and, with a howl of devilish despair and revenge, withdrew. I left the room, and locking the door, made a solemn vow in my own heart never to resume my labors, and then, with trembling steps, I sought my own apartment. I was alone. None were near me to dissipate the gloom and relieve me from my sickening oppression of the most terrible reveries. Several hours passed, and I remained near the window gazing on the sea. It was almost motionless, for the winds were hushed, and all nature reposed under the eye of the quiet moon. A few fishing vessels alone specked the water, and now and then the gentle breeze wafted the sound of voices as a fisherman called to one another. I felt the silence, although I was hardly conscious of its extreme profundity, until my ear was suddenly arrested by the paddling of oars near the shore, and a person landed close to my house. In a few minutes after, I heard the creaking of my door, as if someone endeavored to open it softly. I trembled from head to foot. I felt a presentiment of who it was, and wished to rouse one of the peasants who dwelt in a cottage not far from mine. But I was overcome by the sensation of helplessness, so often felt in frightful dreams, when you in vain endeavor to fly from an impending danger, and was rooted to the spot. Presently, I heard the sound of footsteps along the passage. The door opened, and the wretch whom I dreaded appeared. Shutting the door, he approached me, and said in a smothered voice, "You have destroyed the work which you began. What is it that you intend? Do you dare to break your promise? I have endured toil and misery. I left Switzerland for you. I crept along the shores of the Rhine, amongst its willow islands, and over the summits of its hills. I have dwelt many months of the heaths of England, and among the deserts of Scotland. I have endured incalculable fatigue, and cold, and hunger. Do you dare destroy my hopes? Begone, I do break my promises. I never will create another like yourself, equal in deformity and wickedness. Slave, I before reasoned with you, but you have proved yourself unworthy of my condescension. Remember that I have power. You believe yourself miserable, but I can make you so wretched that the light of day will be hateful to you. You are my creator, but I am your master. Obey. The hour of my irresolution is past, and the period of your power is arrived. Your threats cannot move me to do an act of wickedness, but they confirm me in determination of not creating your companion in vice. Shall I, in cold blood, set loose to the earth a demon whose delight is in death and wretchedness? Begone. I am firm, and your words will only exasperate my rage." The monster saw my determination in my face, and gnashed his teeth in impotence and anger. "Shall each man," he cried, "find a wife for his bosom, and each beast have his mate, and I be alone?" I had feelings of affection, and they were requited by detestation and scorn. Man, you may hate, but beware. Your hour will pass in dread and misery, and soon the bolt will fall, which must ravish from your happiness forever. Are you to be happy while I grovel in the intensity of my wretchedness? You can blast my other passions, but revenge remains. Revenge henceforth dearer than light or food. I may die, but first you, my tyrant and tormentor, shall curse the sun that gazes on your misery. Beware, for I am fearless, and therefore powerful. I will watch the willingness of a snake, that I may sting with its venom. Man, you shall repent of injuries you inflict. Devil, cease, and do not poison the air with the sounds of malice. I have declared my resolution to you, and I am no coward to bend beneath words. Leave me, I am exorable. It is well, I go, but remember, I shall be with you on your wedding night. I started forward and exclaimed, Villain, before you sign my death warrant, be sure that you are yourself safe.